Knife Gang, greetings. Hope all is well. Welcome to my channel, Sharp Exchange. New to YouTube, but not new to knife collecting. So I've been collecting knives now for close to 25 years. I think I started collecting knives in 2001, 2002. Obviously started off collecting Kershaws and Spydercos, and then graduated to zero tolerance when they were doing groundbreaking stuff in the I would say in the mid to late 2000s. I believe this is the mud folder. I'm sure a lot of people in the knife community know what this knife is. I believe I got this in 2006. I've got two of these actually. This one's been carried a little bit. Awesome knife. Obviously zero tolerance has fallen off by now, excuse me. So that they're really not making any knives that are hard use anymore. They're making stuff that's more for, I would say, light EDC to say the least, if that. So I don't buy no. Do I buy zero tolerance knives anymore? No. But I buy a lot of other knives. Here's another one of my favorite zero tolerance knives. Just throw it out there, the 0550, which is a Rick Hinder design. I believe this was named after his, I should say designed after his camp knife, which was a custom, and then the full-scale production version of it was adopted by Zero Tolerance in collaboration with Rick Hinderer, and this was the production version. I've got a couple of these also. I have the 551, which has more of a brick pattern on it as well, and I've got a couple of these. I absolutely love this knife. It's still one of my all-time favorites from Zero Tolerance. I have a lot of knives I love, but this is one that I'll break out when we're doing different measurements and we're doing different comparisons on the channel, because to me this is kind of a staple that's been forgotten. What I'm really sick of is seeing the Paramilitary 2 on every video. Is it a good knife? It's okay, but I don't think it's this staple where you need to use that to compare it to other high-end knives, especially knives like like a Medford or a Koenig Arius, so on and so forth, a Strider. It's just not in the same caliber as those knives, in the same league, I should say. So I don't know why everybody keeps comparing Spydercos. I guess because they're just widely used, widely purchased, given their affordability. Do I have a Paramilitary 2? Yes. Do I carry it? No, not really. But yeah, just so you guys know, I've been collecting knives a long time, and I hope you really get some value out of my channel. The premise of my channel is going to be, where are we putting our hard-earned money? Hence the name Sharp Exchange. Because at the end of the day, guys, I think we're all in the same boat. We want to make sure that we're putting our money in the knives that actually hold value or appreciate in value, versus like a Chinese knife, essentially that you buy for 300 bucks and in a year it goes down, it's worth 100 bucks if that, and you go and try to resell it on eBay and it sits on eBay for a year just spinning. So let's just get this out in the open now. I don't buy Chinese knives. Most of my knives are American made from American builders. So your Koenig Ariuses, I'm a big Koenig Arius guy. Medford, Demko, which I've been getting into more lately. I purchased my first Demko back in 2020, 2021, which is this guy that I rebuilt, and we'll get into that in a second. That's the full flat grind AD20, and then I didn't buy another Demko for a couple of years, and recently I just started getting back into them again. But yeah, Demkos, they hold their value, obviously, especially the AD20s with the titanium scales. They seem to go up in value, so that's going to be kind of the fundamental aspect of this channel, guys. Is going to be we're going to do a lot of reviews on different knives, and we're going to just do deep discussions on if I think the knives are going to go up in value, if I think they're going to remain hot. Like Demko right now is super hot. Is Demko going to be hot in another couple of years? Probably, just because of the dynamic locking system that they have, which is amazing. It's one of a kind of Demko, and I haven't seen anything quite that innovative innovative in recent years. So the premise of this video, guys, that we're discussing now is going to be the Demko scales that you get on, you know, your standard Demko. I shouldn't say your standard Demko. Your full Ti Demko that you'd get from Demko in Pennsylvania versus building your own, which I did with this guy, with OG Goat scales. So the OG Goat scales I absolutely love. They're really, really nice. They come in different fits and different finishes. So they do the fresh, which is this, which is kind of like really, really shiny. Then they do a stone wash. Then they do a blasted, which is more of a matte finish, which is really nice. I like to compare that more to like some of the stuff that Chris Reeves does. He has like that blasted finish, and it kind of looks like that. So I will be building another one with the blasted finish, and I'm also going to be building another one. I'll be building this guy shortly. So this is an AD20S in the Copus grind, which is a recurve. Really, really awesome knife also. Highly recommend this one. It comes super sharp. It's the sharpest Demko I've handled out of the box. Really, really like it. So I'm excited to build that one with the Stonewash shark tooth liners, and I also have a backspacer coming for that as well from OG Goat. So I'm excited about that. But I just want to keep this video pretty short and sweet since it's kind of an introduction video to my channel. I hope you guys get a lot of value out of my videos. I haven't seen anybody post a video on this yet doing a comparison to the Demko scales versus the OG Goat scales, and I just want to discuss that now. Which are better? Obviously, if you can get a full Ti Demko, definitely jump on it. They've been dropping a lot lately as of recent. So last Friday, I believe he dropped this guy here. So this is an AD20 clip point, but they dropped the clip point AD20 slim. So exact same knife, just in the slim model. I didn't go for it because I have the big boy here, so I didn't see a need in grabbing that. But it also had the finger groove, which is new to Demko, and I really, really like these scales that they've come out with. And I think they're coming out with another scale also soon. I think that they announced it at Blade Show, but I'm not exactly sure. But let's get into the video, guys. So again, this is the full flat grind that I did a couple months back in the OG one-liner scales. So I'll just let you guys take a look at it. Turned out really, really nice. So it's got the OG one-liners and the fresh finish. I also put matching backspacer on it, and obviously a Lynch clip. So, and obviously I'm running the bearings that everybody's running now as well. So really, really nice knife. Really, really love it. Now, when I compare it to this guy, there's a bit of a difference in the titanium. The titanium on that you get straight from Demko is a little bit better quality, and I'm gonna probably take hits on the comments, is a little bit better quality than what you get from OG Goat. And I say that because the titanium feels thicker and just more robust. And when I think quality knife, I don't know if it's just me, I just think weight. More titanium to me is just better because you're getting more material for your money, right, at the end of the day. Not that these aren't good, but these are a bit heavier. These are a little bit more, obviously they're a little bit more hollowed out. They're a little bit lighter. They're still heavy. They're still plenty heavy, but they're lighter than the Demko scales. And I don't know if that's this particular finger groove model. I don't have any other Demkos in full titanium other than this guy right now. I probably will get another one. I tried to grab a textured off knife joint and I couldn't. It sold out like a minute flat. So I don't know if it's because of this new finger groove scale that they're doing, and that this is the smooth titanium, so it's just heavier in that respect, or if they're just heavier. But let's just get into the weight right now, the difference in weight between these guys. So the all right, so so we'll start off with the full flat grind. Another thing about this one, guys, is when you build these, there's going to be a small little gap around the locking system. Very, very tiny. I don't know if you could see that on camera, but just bear in mind, you see that moving around a little bit? And I've tried everything to close that gap. I mean, I pulled this thing apart several times and put it back together. I could not close that gap up, and it was driving me crazy, but, you know, obviously I'm going to live with it now. Yeah, but that's the only real, I would say, downside to going with OG Goat scales if you can't get one from Demko. So this one, guys, is coming in at, 7.4 ounces, right? So it's still a hefty knife. It's nice and heavy and robust. Feels great. Love that finish. Honestly, I think I like this finish, this fresh finish, better than the finishes, because I think he just does the scales in stonewash. He doesn't do them in a fresh or a blasted, so you get that, you know, that selection from OG Goat that you don't get from Demko, which is really, really nice. So this is coming in at 7 point. It's teetering on, and this scale is pretty accurate. It's 7.4, 7.3. The AD20 directly from Demko is coming in at 8.4, so it's a whole ounce heavier. And again, I don't know if it's because of this finger groove and because it's just the smooth titanium, but that, to me, that's a lot of weight. A full ounce heavier. That's substantial to me. So, which scales are better right now? Let's look at them also, guys. So just so you could see the scales, the difference in them. So, I think that these are a little bit thicker, just slightly thicker. But you let me know what you think. It could just be these are just kind of hollowed out a little bit. But if you can get one of these guys, which are really, really hard to find, grab one. If you need to rebuild one, absolutely go with OG Go. Their scales are awesome. I built a couple already, so I'll show you some of the others I built also. Well, I've only built one so far, which was an AD20S. So this is the Demko Dynamics knife. So this was an exclusive drop only for group members. I happened to get a couple of them. Gotten 3 of them. Sold one. So I typically buy a couple knives and I'll resell a couple just so I can essentially cut down on you know, the the money I spent on my own knife. So I bought 3 of these. They don't even make these anymore. They're extremely hard to find. This is the Demko Dynamics knife. So it's got a really, really nice swedge on the top, drop point. I don't know if you could see that beautiful swedge it has. And then it says Demko Dynamics on the blade. So I did this in the AD20S scales from OG Goat. These are the shark tooth liner. I have another set of those coming in the titanium with the stonewash finish. So this is the shark tooth liner in aluminum. And I also got a matte finish on it. I did a backspacer as well in the matte black finish, and then a matching lynch clip, which is, I believe this is called Armored Black, and it's really, really nice. It matches perfectly with the knife and with everything. The kind of the theme of the knife, it really, really turned out well. I really like it. I don't really like knives that have liners, but I'll live with this one. Would I prefer if this had titanium scales? Of course. But at the time, OG Goat was completely sold out of scales of the titaniums in every version, so you couldn't get your hands on one, and typically it takes them a really long time. So let's just get that out in the open now, guys. If you get the opportunity to get some scales from OG Goat, you're going to be waiting probably 6 months for the scales to come in. So I ordered a set probably about 5 months ago, and they're just starting production on them now, and that's going to be for the Copus grind that I showed you guys before, which is another really, really nice knife. So here's 2 of my S's. So you have the Copus got a few of these also. So if anybody's interested in either one of these, let me know. Hit me up, DM me. I'm not gonna let them go for retail, but we could work out a good deal on them, especially for this guy, because they're just so rare. And I don't think they're gonna be making this again either, the recurve design. But this one is really, really hard to get your hands on. But I hope you guys enjoyed the content. I'm gonna be posting a lot more soon. I'll probably do a review on next. I'll probably do a review on my Conegarius collection. I've got 4 Conegariuses. I really like them. I have 1 mini, and then I have 3 other ones. I have 1 exclusive DLC coated one, which is really nice. It has DLC coated handles. Really beautiful knife. And then I've got a few others. So I'll probably do something on my Conegariuses next, and then I'll move to Hinderer and Strider, and here's a few others, guys, also that I have from Demko. So this is a Katanica exclusive that they dropped, which is really nice. So it has the Katanica logo. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Katanica, but they're an all-American clothing manufacturer, so all made in the USA. Tactical gear, pants, jackets, sweatshirts, pretty much anything you'd use for hunting or just doing, outdoor activities, hard use clothing, and I do buy stuff from them. I do support all American companies. So as I said before, I'm a patriot. I don't typically buy any knives outside of the US. Do I own a few Italian knives? Yes. Do I own a few knives from Taiwan, Cold Steels, so on and so forth? Yes. But predominantly all the knives I buy are made here, right in the good old USA. Here's another one. So this guy I'll be rebuilding also. So this is the AD20 shark foot. Yeah, this isn't the S, this is the big boy. So this is the thick boy AD20. So I've got the they call it the pineapple scales, but to me it's just a frag pattern. So I got that in the blasted, and then I got a blasted backspacer, the gemmed backspacer to go with it, and then obviously I'll get the blasted clip from Lynch as well to match. So those aren't going to come in until probably the fall at some point. I'm estimating October on those coming in. This one should be in relatively soon, probably in the next 2 weeks. So once I build this out, I will post the video so you guys can take a look at it and you let me know what you think. But I hope you guys enjoyed the content so far. I'm going to be posting a lot more if I'm not traveling for work, because I do travel. I'm in sales, so I travel quite often. Hope you guys enjoyed it. So let me know if you have any questions or anything like that, and I'll be happy to respond. If you have any questions about the AD20, the finger groove that I just recently got a couple weeks ago, or the one that I built, and yeah, so let's line them all up, and we could just take a look at all the. And I had another AD20 that I ended up selling, which I wish I never sold, because it was one of the older ones, and I kind of wish I had. It was one of the ones that he first. It was a 2020 AD20, and I just wish I would have kept that. This one I think is from 2021. Just a little nostalgia, but yeah, this is what I have so far as AD20s go. I really like them, and I'll be posting a lot more content for you guys. That's, I hope, value add for you, and you can make decisive decisions about what knives you want to have in your collections and what knives you want to avoid, because I will be posting some videos about some knives that I regret buying as well. But thank you so much, guys. Enjoy the rest of your week, and stay tuned for more content soon. Take care. Bye-bye.